Good evening, sports fans. PBnZ Sports Chaos. We're back. Okay, we're here at Wamson Lanes.
This place never gets old. I love it.
And this week we're drinking something from Nightshift out in Everett, Massachusetts. We've featured them before.
Limelight.
G-Money, what are we drinking?
It's called Limelight. It is absolutely delicious.
Limelight. Hey, by the way, G-Money is guest hosting once again because PB is MIA. We have no idea where he is, but that's okay. He might call in, he may not. All right. Let's get right into our show tonight. We got a good one. We're going to focus on a little college football tonight because the playoff pairing of the playoffs came out, the rankings for the first time.
Tuesday night, right?
We'll talk NFL a little bit this week. We'll give our pick six. We'll do our lock of the week. G-Money's hitting 70% on his lock of the week, so pay attention, fans. And we'll get into our 2-minute drill. Celtics. We were worried about them after last year. A bunch of people left. They're on a 6-game winning streak. Kemba is hot. They're on fire. And by the way, Gordon Hayward had a comeback night in Cleveland, the place where he tore his knee.
He looks like the guy from Utah.
39 points, 7 rebounds, 8 dimes. He is back. I love it. I love it. All right. Hey, the Bees lost to the Canadians the other night, but meanwhile, they have only 2 losses on the season, and ESPN ranked them the #1 team in their power rankings in the NHL. Congratulations, Bees. DYK in that game against the Canadians. Mr. Zdeno Chara played in his 1,500th game in the NHL. Do you know where that ranks all time?
I would say 3.
21.
Oh, way off.
21, but that's still incredible.
Yeah.
He should move it to the 14th place by the end of this year, though.
Wow.
That's impressive.
Especially at his position, it's a physical position.
God, yeah. All right, hey, BB, little baseball. Strasburg, he won the MVP after the Nationals won the World Series.
I called that, didn't I?
Yes, you did. And now he opts out. He's done. He has $100 million guaranteed on the table, and he said, see you later. He's leaving.
He wants a little more money.
Apparently, he feels he cannot win again for the Nationals, right? I don't know,
Makes sense.
Who
It took him that long to win.
Hey, meanwhile, JD Martinez, he opted in. He agrees to stay with the Red Sox for only $22 million, a bargain nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
But the Red Sox still want him. Who doesn't want a guy that hits 300 plus, 35 plus home runs, and 100 plus RBIs?
He's the man. He's phenomenal.
Those guys don't grow on trees, do they, G-Money?
They do not.
I don't get it. I mean, what do they think at $23 million a year? It's a bargain, for Christ's sake.
You get them pennies on the dollar.
Oh, my God. Hey, last night in the NFL, the Raiders beat the Chargers. Who knew, right?
They found their defense.
Gruden's the coach of the year right now, in my opinion.
I would agree with that.
All right, let's get right into it. We got a little DYK for the crowd. Who was the last #1 pick to win the Super Bowl for the same team that drafted him #1 as a quarterback?
Ooh. Last #1 pick to win the Super Bowl.
As the #1 picked quarterback in the NFL.
Win the Super Bowl, huh?
Tick. Peyton Manning, 1998 was the #1 pick. He was the only one ever to win the Super Bowl for his team.
For
since
#1?
then. Yep.
Wow.
Yep. All right. Let's get into our agenda this week. We got a little college football. The big news of the week. Chase Young, G-Money. Chase Young, probably the best player in college football, right? He won't win the Heisman because he's not a quarterback.
No, but he's a top 3 pick easily.
Easily, probably #1, they say right now.
I think so.
He's been suspended for 1 game. Because he borrowed some money a little bit illegally, apparently, who knows?
That's ridiculous. He borrowed money from, I read the article, he borrowed money from a friend, and a family friend, he paid it back. What's the problem with that?
Well, hopefully he's only out for Maryland this week, because they're only favored by 43.
Yeah, they'll be all right without him.
Hey, speaking of football, last week another undefeated team fell down, right? SMU lost to Memphis State down in Memphis. Good crowd down there. I watched the pregame show. Oh my God, Memphis, you know how to party. That's all I gotta say. Georgia, you like Georgia? They knocked off Florida. Looks like Florida's out of the equation at this point in time, right?
They don't have an offense.
Notre Dame barely beat Virginia Tech. By the way, Virginia Tech was blown out by BC earlier this year, the first game of the year.
I remember that.
Oh my God. And by the way, BC plays Notre Dame in 2 weeks. Who knows?
That'd be a great victory.
It's at Notre Dame. We'll see. Hey, speaking of BC, I picked against them last week. You picked against them.
I picked against them.
Syracuse, they blew them out. BC absolutely crushed them.
Way off.
If you've never seen A.J. Dillon play a football game, you have to watch him one time, fans.
He's a beast.
Watch A.J. one.
He just
250 yards, 3 touchdowns.
What's he weigh?
He weighs 250.
He's a big boy.
He's unbelievable.
He's like Leonard Fournette.
Yes, exactly. All right, the rankings came out, G-Money. Number 1, Ohio State. Were you surprised?
No, they're number 1 offense, number 2 defense right now.
All right, I was a little surprised. I would have figured Alabama. And Alabama wasn't even 2. It was LSU, right?
They have a better strength of schedule.
Followed by Alabama, and then Penn State. Who saw that coming? Because Clemson is only 5. The defending champion, undefeated, is only 5.
Well, they were told this year not to base their rankings on last year's results.
Well, it's apparent right now.
Yeah. It's a new season.
Oh my God! All right. Hey, by the way, the Pac-12. Can they get anybody in the playoff? I mean, they have 2 teams in the top 10 right now, Oregon and Utah. But do they have a shot?
Here's how I think it's going to play out. I'll try to surmise it as quick as possible. I think LSU beats Bama this week, and LSU wins out. LSU loses to Georgia in the SEC final. Georgia's in, LSU's in, Ohio State wins out, they're in, and then I think Oregon runs the table and wins, but they're the 5th seed because Clemson's not losing, and they're getting in at 4. So I get Ohio State, LSU, Clemson, and Georgia. Those are the 4, in my opinion. When everything's said and done, I think Oregon finishes as a 5, undefeated, one
so
loss.
Let me back up. You think Georgia gets in? Why?
Because they're going to beat LSU in the SEC championship game.
Because LSU wins this weekend.
I do think LSU wins this weekend.
LSU, they have a tough road though, still, brother. After they play this game, they got to play Texas A&M, which is,
mediocre,
right? So that could be a tough game for them. And then, if I'm not mistaken, Auburn plays Bama, right? Obviously, I'm not mistaken.
I could see Bama losing 2. I could see them losing to Auburn and LSU.
By the way, Georgia plays Auburn still.
That's going to be a tough game.
And then they get A&M. So Georgia could even play themselves out of the equation.
If they lose. But I have a feeling they're going to make some noise, and it's going to be a good game in this SEC.
So you're predicting Georgia runs the table, they make the SEC playoff, and then they beat LSU, who upsets Alabama this week.
Yeah, and LSU's in based on the strength of schedule with 1 loss. That's my prediction.
And still no Pac-12.
No, I don't think they can get in. I mean, the only way they can get in is if Georgia loses, and then everything else plays out like I say, then they're in.
All right, so let me ask you a question. The Big Ten is still up in the air. So Big Ten this weekend, Ohio State's got an easy one against Maryland. Penn State plays Minnesota.
That'd be a good game.
Penn State wins that game?
They do, but it'll be tighter than people think.
So now, in 2 weeks, Penn State plays Ohio State. I believe that's at Penn State. Who wins that game?
Ohio State. They're a juggernaut. They're not losing.
So, and then Ohio State has to go to Michigan.
That'll be a tough game. Michigan's a tough place to play.
Do you think Ohio State wins that game?
I do. I think they're going undefeated until the playoffs. They might lose in the playoffs, but you disagree?
You know what? Here's the deal. I think Penn State has a struggle against Minnesota this weekend. They may not win that game. If they lose, they come out with a vengeance and they beat Ohio State.
And then everything havoc.
It's a havoc.
Yep.
And then
if that happens,
Jim Harbaugh, who knows? I mean, he could turn this thing upside down, right?
Easily. Yep.
Oh man.
Who's your pick for the 4? Like if you had to like play out scenarios. Now knowing how they're ranked.
I think Clemson has the easiest route. Do we agree?
Oh, yeah, I don't see them slipping up.
All right. So Clemson gets there. They might be 2 by the time we get to that point in time. Clemson, I think Bama, unfortunately, I think they beat LSU this weekend and they go.
Well,
if they don't, there's a different story.
Right.
Then Bama wins. Ohio State, I think they do make it somehow or other. They might lose one of those 2 games, Penn State or Michigan. Probably Penn State beats Michigan. They get in the playoff. They still make it. And then, believe it or not, it opens the door up for Oregon. Oregon has nothing ahead of them except Utah in the Pac-12.
That'll be a hell of a game. Those 2 teams are very strong defenses.
If they beat Utah, both of them are in the top 10. I think that catapults them in, and they squeak by. And unfortunately, my Sooners don't squeak in.
Yeah, you have a tough road for the Sooners. They need 8 things, or they need like 7, 8 things to happen. I mean, it's going to be not easy.
All right, I got a little DYK for you. Speaking of LSU, who was the last LSU quarterback to ever win an NFL game?
Ooh, that's a good question. LSU, I didn't even know they had an NFL quarterback. They're not known for that. They're not known for that.
That's a good reason why I said it. It was Matt Flynn for Green Bay backing up Aaron Rodgers, who's hurt in 2013.
He's an LSU guy, huh?
Matt Flynn was. Yeah. Right,
he's probably the only NFL QB from LSU. That's not their thing. They're defensive backs and running backs is what they're known for. Until Burrow.
He
looks great.
Let's get into our picks, G-Money. Let's make the people some money. Our picks on the college games against the spread. Let's start with the big one. Let's do it right off the bat. LSU goes down to Bama. Bama's a 6-point favorite.
Spread's way inflated in my opinion. It should be 3-point favorites, and I personally think LSU wins outright. So you might want to put a little on the money line. It's plus 180. I think the very least LSU covers the 6. I mean, they lose by a field. It's a field goal game either way in my opinion.
All right,
it's shootout.
I'm with you. I think LSU covers the spread.
But you think they lose outright?
I think they lose the game, but I think they cover. It's down at Bama. Tua is supposed to play. That's the other big story of the week, right? Does Tua play? Does he not play?
Well, he'll play, but how limited is he? That's what's going to define the game.
I think they win because they have the better wide receivers. All right, the other big game, 2 undefeateds in this one. Penn State, 6.5-point favorite, goes to Minnesota, rowing the boat, right? Rowing the boat. Number 17 in the country, 6.5 points. Who do you like?
I like Minnesota. They're insulted, and they're going to play inspired football because they were ranked 17 and they're undefeated. And they're going to play pissed off, and I think it's going to be a close game. Penn State wins.
You got me thinking.
Penn State will win by like 3 to 5, but not. Well, you can't really win. 3 or 4 points they'll win by. All right.
I thought Penn State originally. I'm sticking with Penn State. I don't know why, but I am. All right. Iowa State goes to my Oklahoma. It's a 14.5-point game. Iowa State has played Oklahoma tough the last 2 years.
They got a good QB.
Upsetting them 2 years ago, right?
Yep. Their QB is great. What's his name? Hurd? Brock Hurd?
14.5 points. What do you think?
I think Iowa State keeps it reasonably close. I mean, Oklahoma will win by 10, 13, but not by 14.5.
I'm with you. I hate to say it, but I think Iowa State covers that spread. All right. We got to pick it. It's the local game. Florida State comes up here with their new head coach because they fired Willie Taggart this week, right? That was a bad move to start with, Willie. I liked you, but you were better off coaching where you were. BC's a 2-point favorite. Who do you like in this game?
I liked BC even before the Taggart announcement, but with Taggart getting fired, Florida State's going to be in disarray. Anytime you lose your coach, I think it hurts the team. So I definitely BC.
All right, so fans, don't listen to me on this one. I only bet this one because every time I bet against BC, they win. So I'm taking Florida State. I'm taking the points. Give me the 2, Florida State.
That's BC. A weird spread. You don't see 2s often.
No, you don't. All right, the last game of the week we'll pick only because I like it. It's a rivalry game. It's a border war. Tennessee versus Kentucky. They're out there, cousins fighting sisters, you know, it's like family, sibling love, you know. It's a 1-point game, so it's basically a pick 'em.
Right.
Tennessee goes to Kentucky. Who do you like?
I don't understand the spread at all. I think Kentucky's at least 3 points better than Tennessee. Tennessee's not that good this year. I like Kentucky at the 1 point, or just a win.
All right, I like Kentucky as well. All right, we got some NFL storylines. Trubinsky, what do you think of this? He doesn't want TVs in the locker room anymore.
Here's what I think. Shut up and play and be a competent QB. You suck, and you know the TV's not going to change that. Learn the fundamentals of the game.
There you go. Rabbit ears. Baker Mayfield, he shaved 3 times last week. Before the game, during the game, and after the game. What are you making? I love you, Baker, but come on. What?
I know he's your boy, but newsflash, idiot. Facial hair doesn't win games. It doesn't matter. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life.
All right, Pats, PB, I hope you're listening to this. The Ravens do not suck. What do you think about this? They're not going 16-0. 16-0 is not walking through that door this year. Is that a good loss or a bad loss?
I think it's a good loss. I think we were playing a little cocky, a little like we're the best, we're not going down. So it's a little eye-opening, and I think they're going to play better as a result. A loss is a good thing. Being undefeated, I think it's too much.
So,
too much stress.
Let me ask you one question. I think the Ravens are for real. I said it at the beginning of the year. I still agree. Are they for real?
I think they're for real. I think they have some defensive limitations. They can't get to the QB like they used to. So I think, but as far as offensively, they're legit. I mean,
well, the defense stifled the Pats.
but we don't have our offensive line's in shambles. I mean, we don't have any blocking right now. We're missing Gronk. We need his blocking up front. But I think Baltimore is legit. But I think they're a playoff team, but I don't think they're much further than a wild card. In my opinion.
Hey, Kareem Hunt is going to play this week for the Browns. Does that help them or not? What do you think?
I don't. They need all the help they can get. I don't think it could hurt them. I'll tell you that much.
And Mahomes is going to play. Is that the latest?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He practiced fully this week.
That changes my pick then.
Oh, yeah. That's a big. He's a difference maker. That's without saying.
I got a little DYK for you out there. Who was the last #1 pick? Oh no, who was the #1 pick? I'm sorry, in the 2004 draft, and he's a quarterback. But you got to tell me the player and the team. Ooh, 2004 draft.
Oh, I think I know this one. No, actually, I'm 4 years behind. I was going to say Tim Couch, but that was 2000.
No. By the way, there's 2 other guys in that same draft that are going to all be considered for the Hall of Fame at quarterback.
It's a dude that played for Penn State, right?
All right, I'm going to give you a hint.
Okay.
He's a river.
Phillips River?
Phillip Rivers.
Oh yeah, it was a trade with Eli Manning, San Diego.
So who was drafted 1 and what team?
Yes, so San Diego drafted Manning first, traded him to Giants for River. They did a swap, correct? If I remember correctly?
You got it. That's right.
Nice.
You got it. All right, man. Hey, by the way, there was another guy who's picked number 11 in that draft. He may be the best of all of them. Do you remember who that was?
Aaron Rodgers.
Ben Roethlisberger.
Oh, Aaron was
number 11. All right, let's get into our picks. Ready? We're going to go against the spread this week. So our pick 6 is against the spread. KC, given 3. They're at Tennessee. What do you think?
Tennessee's no match for a healthy Mahomes and a healthy Chiefs team. They're getting some other players back. I think Kansas City wins decidedly.
I'm with you. I like KC. All right. Buffalo goes to Cleveland with Kareem Hunt coming back. Cleveland is a 2.5-point favorite. Who do you like? I have a wild prediction here. I think Baker's going to shave his head like Mr. Clean, and they're going to win. He's going for facial hair to full bald. I'm telling you. I like that one.
Here first.
I like that one. All right. Arizona's at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's 4.5-point favorite. Who do you like?
This spread is amazing to me. I think these teams are evenly matched, and Bucks have no business being favored by more than 3 to any team that's not named after a marine animal, aka the Dolphins. I mean, they're not that good. Their defense is horrible.
So you're taking the Cardinals?
I am, yes.
I am as well. All right. Giants. So the Battle of New York. The Giants going to the Jets. I mean, are they going anywhere? It's the same park, right?
No, yeah.
The Giants are giving 2.5 to the Jets. I don't even get that.
This is what I call a crap game. It's like picking what pile of dog crap is better. I'll take the dog crap shaped like a jet. I'm going to go with the Jets.
I'm with you. I think the Jets have a miracle coming. All right, New Orleans, 13-point favorites, goes to Atlanta. Matty Ice is back in the Dome in Atlanta. New Orleans plays in a Dome. 13 points is a lot. What do you think? I think the Saints will be flying high while the Falcons are landed. So you like the Saints to cover that?
I do like the Saints, yep.
Tell you what, I'm going to go with Atlanta. I think Atlanta covers. I don't know why. They lose by 12, but they still cover. All right. I know you like Detroit. They go to Chicago. Detroit's given 2.5. What do you think?
This game is very interesting. It's interesting dynamic because the Lions' defense is one of the worst in the NFL. Chicago's defense is one of the best. Chicago's offense is the worst. Detroit's offense is one of the best. So they're polar opposites of each other. But ultimately, when you got polar opposites, defense prevails. So I'm taking Chicago.
I'm with you. I think Chicago, it's only a field goal. Hopefully the kicker doesn't have to kick one, and Chicago wins the game. All right, G-Money. It's time to make the fans some money out there.
Let's do it.
What is your lock of the week?
I did. The lock of the week, you're going to love this one. Your guy, Murray. Cardinals. Murray's going to just destroy that horrible Bucs defense. Peterson will limit Evans, and the pressure will force Winston in a ton of turnovers. He's probably going to throw 3 interceptions, 1 fumble. I think the Cardinals win outright, but they're getting 4.5. I'll take that 4.5 any day of the week. And you know what? Because I like you guys, I'm going to give you a bonus. I'm going to give you a parlay. 100. If you put 100 on this, you'll win 600.
By the way, he's 70% on the year. He knows what he's talking about.
Money in the bank. Cardinals, LSU, and Steelers. You take those 3 with the spreads. win $600. You bet $100. Those are the locks of the weeks, my friends.
So you got the Steelers covering against the Rams?
I do. Yep. Plus
What's
4.5.
the spread in that
Plus
game?
4.5 at home.
At Pittsburgh. Ooh, all right. Hey, by the way, PB also says Pittsburgh sucks. They're 4-4.
Their
do you know anything?
Unbelievable. Yeah, I'm questioning his knowledge sometimes.
By the way, we thought he was going to call in,
drunk.
but we don't know where he is tonight. So we're signing off. PBnZ Sports Chaos with G Money. Thank you for coming to the show tonight. We love it.
And thank you, Wamasit. We appreciate you having us again. This place is excellent. This beer is excellent.
Have a great weekend.
Yeah, thank you guys.